Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. This story is probably one of the most salacious news in sports entertainment, but there's a hairstylist named Shannon Naraji who is suing the Fox Corporation and several Fox Sports companies, and also suing the VP of Fox Sports 1, Charlie Dixon, and the popular sports anchor Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor. A lot of the details in this lawsuit is pretty crazy. Now, she is suing for unpaid wages. She's suing on behalf of herself and others as well. So this is a class action lawsuit, but it's also an individual complaint too, because she claims that she was sexually battered. She was also harassed. She claims that the work environment was very hostile. She also claims that the supervisors were negligent. They did not prevent the harassment, and also they covered it up to protect certain people, allegedly. And also she was wrongfully terminated. So there's a lot going on in this lawsuit, but let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? Now, Shannon Naraji, I hope I'm saying her name right. If not, I'm just gonna call her Miss Naraji. Now, Miss Naraji has been working as a hairstylist at Fox Sports for 12 years, and 8 of those years she was working full time. Now, in 2016, she befriended Joy Taylor. Now, if you're a sports fan, you probably know Joy Taylor from shows like Undisputed and Speak. But she befriended Joy when she didn't have a job. She was out here trying to get a job on Fox Sports. And Miss Naraji alleged that Joy was able to get her job by sleeping with the VP of Fox Sports 1, Charlie Dixon. Now, this was scandalous because both Joy and Charlie were married. In fact, Joy just recently got married to her husband at the time, Richard Giannotti. He was staying in Miami and she was staying in LA, trying to allegedly sleep her way into position. He had no idea that she was smashing Charlie Dixon, but when he found out, he left her after only 1 year of marriage. And he has the evidence of it too. So she can't deny that she had an affair with Charlie. Now, why would Miss Naraji bring this up in her lawsuit? Well, she's showing a picture of how Charlie Dixon, who is a vice president, he's an executive, so he has a lot of power. She's showing a picture of how he operates in a workplace environment. He allegedly initiates relations with his employees and subordinates, and that is against code. That's inappropriate. And not only that, that is an abuse of power, and it creates a breeding ground for sexual harassment cases, including this one that Miss Naraji filed against him. But people like Joy Taylor was with the shenanigans. She was willing to bust it wide open to get some favors and to get a job. And she was able to get a moderator job on the hit show Undisputed with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Now, Miss Naraji was also hired to be a part of Undisputed. So she was doing hair for Joy, and she also ended up doing hair for Skip Bayless. But after she got the job on Undisputed, the VP, Charlie Dixon, started to become inappropriate with her. Now, in 2017, Joy hosted a birthday party, and Miss Naraji was there, and Charlie was there as well. He was buying drinks, and he was drinking heavily, and he noticed Miss Naraji standing near the bar, and he approached her, and he was asking if she wanted a drink, and he started putting his hand on her lower back. And Miss Naraji said she felt very uncomfortable with the touching, and she said, "No, thank you." But Charlie still was touching her. He was rubbing on her, and he even grabbed her butt, and she was mortified, and she quickly left. And she tried to tell Joy what happened because she knew Joy was sleeping with him. And Joy said, "Get over it." And she told her that she got her job on Undisputed because of Charlie Dixon. And also she said that Miss Naraji only got her job as a hairstylist because she requested her personally. She told Miss Naraji that if she complained about what happened, Charlie would take both of their jobs away. And unfortunately, this was a common thing. There were several female talents who were harassed by Charlie Dixon. And when they rejected him and reported it, they were fired. It happened to one talk show host, and it also happened to another anonymous woman. She was fired for not sleeping with Mr. Dixon, and Miss Naraji told Joy about it, and Joy said, "No one gives an F about that." So Joy didn't care. She was only concerned about climbing up the ladder, but the other women at the network were suffering, and when they reported it, they were fired. Now, Miss Naraji was not only tried by Charlie Dixon, but she claims that she was tried by Skip Bayless. She said that she started cutting hair for him, and They would be talking and he would start finding excuses to touch on her. He would give her lingering hugs and pressing his body against hers, and he would kiss her on the cheeks, and Miss Naraji said she felt uncomfortable. Skip Bayless also made a comment saying that she was voluptuous, and she didn't know what it meant at first because English is her second language. But when she asked somebody and found out about it, she was mortified. She tried to tell her co-worker what happened, but that co-worker said that Skip Bayless is a powerful man and he's protected at Fox as well. So if she told on him, her job would be in jeopardy, and she couldn't afford to lose her job because she was a single mother supporting her son. So she just put up with it. But the more she put up with it, the more Skip tried her, and he continued to make advances on her over the years. And he made inappropriate comments suggesting that if she slept with him, he could change her life. And she would brush it off and politely change the subject because she didn't want to offend him and lose her job. But still, Skip continued to push up on her. At one point, she was dealing with health issues and she thought she had cancer. And she explained it to Skip in hopes that he would stop trying to make advances. However, he told her he wanted to be with her, and he grabbed her hands and started kissing them and offered her $1.5 million to sleep with her. And she was so mortified she had to leave. But a week later, he made another advance at her, and she responded and said, "Skip, stop, you have a wife." And he said, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" And Miss Naraji had to tell him that her father passed away, and he was like, oh snap, he was taken aback. And she made another excuse to leave. Skip is wild for this. He is really wild for this. And the fact that he was trying to pay her $1.5 million to sleep with her after she told him that she might be experiencing ovarian cancer is just ridiculous. Like, he did not care. And the story gets even crazier than that. He started to get mad at Miss Naraji because he thought that she was sleeping with his co-host Shannon Sharpe. And she denied sleeping with Shannon. She also denied sleeping with anybody else at the job. However, Skip didn't believe her. He invited her to his car because he wanted to talk about it, but she didn't want to do it because she knew that he was trying to push up on her. So she declined. And Skip still continued to be mad about it. In fact, in the lawsuit, it said on April 16, 2022, he would call and accuse her of effing Shannon Sharpe. And he would say, "I could tell from your body language that you effing him." And Miss Naraji tried to explain to him over and over that she was just being kind and she's not sleeping with Shannon Sharpe. But Skip would not believe it. And she also felt that he was mad at her because she refused to go back to his car with him. And when she brought that up, he was upset. And then he continued to accuse her of messing with Shannon. And she claims that he heard her talking to Shannon about her vajayjay. And Miss Naraji knew that this was untrue, and she was embarrassed and angry at this whole interaction. She knew that she wasn't messing with Shannon Sharpe, and she didn't understand why it would matter if she messed with him. But it mattered to Skip because Skip was in love with her. He actually admitted that he was in love with her for 6 years. So he had a whole one-sided emotional affair with her. And because she wouldn't sleep with him, he then started to threaten her position. He would say, "I don't want you to lose your job over this." And Miss Naraji was really concerned because working on Undisputed was like her bread and butter. She didn't want to lose her job, but Skip was threatening to fire her, and she felt like he was only doing that to pressure her into sleeping with him. Skip Bayless is truly unhinged. He's really unhinged. This whole story is crazy, and the fact that he had a whole wife acting this way, just a mess, y'all. A mess. And Joy Taylor was throwing her goodies everywhere. In fact, in the lawsuit, Miss Naraji claims that Joy was sleeping with the sports analyst Emmanuel Acho, and she was only sleeping with him because she was hoping that he would recommend her to be on the show Speak for Yourself. So she was definitely using him, but I don't think he really got the memo that she was using him because he seemed like he was in love. I mean, he would shower her with praise. He would give her tribute posts on social media. He would defend her, and nothing is wrong with that. I mean, he was in a romantic relationship with her. However, he was making it a little too obvious that they were together. And I don't even think she even looked at him in that way. She was just trying to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I gotta take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it, so congratulations. Looking forward to working with you.
But truly, in the sports industry, I do not know anyone that is more impressive in every way, shape, or form than the one and only Joy Taylor, ladies and gentlemen.
People also think that Joy messed with Shannon Sharpe too, because they went out together at a Dodgers game, and Shannon said that she's his girl.
Skip and Shannon Undisputed. Yeah, we co-host, but this is your show, so I owe you a little gratitude. But Joy better not ask me. I mean, Joy my girl, but Joy better not ask me when I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being Joy cool, but we go, you know.
Did you see Joy's face? She was looking like, what? And listen, I'm not necessarily judging Joy for dating around and dating her coworkers. It happens. However, it's just not a smart thing to do, especially as a woman working in a male-dominated environment. She's creating this reputation that she's willing to do anything and sleep with anybody to get the position that she wants. And that's not a good reputation to have. It's just not. So I know some people are celebrating it, but listen, stuff like this can backfire. When you're out here busting it wide open with various coworkers in the workplace, it can backfire. I mean, ask the TV host TJ Holmes. He was sleeping around with different female employees at ABC, and they were married, and he was getting complaints about it. He too was married, by the way, but he didn't care. He even slept with his very married co-host, Amy Robach, and they flaunted their relationship around, and they both got fired. They not only lost their jobs, but their reputations were ruined. So there is a downside to sleeping around in the workplace. There needs to be professional boundaries there, but unfortunately, Joy didn't learn that, and now she learned the hard way that it's not a good idea to be sleeping your way around and sleeping your way to the top, because people are no longer going to respect you, and they're no longer going to feel like you got your job off of your own merit. I'm sure there were other more qualified women who could have easily gotten the same position that Joy got, but they weren't given the opportunity because they weren't willing to sleep around, and that's just not fair. Now, Ms. Naraji said that Joy was sleeping around with Emmanuel Acho and her boss, Charlie Dixon, at the same time. And Ms. Naraji was a little concerned about it because she thought that Charlie would fire her if he found out that she was messing with Emmanuel. But Joy told her not to worry. She explained that she was powerful too, and once Charlie was no longer useful to her, she would follow through on her plan to tell the company that he forced himself on her. This is really messed up. Now, I wouldn't put it past Charlie if he did pressure her into a sexual relationship. However, it seemed like their relationship was consensual. Even though there was a power imbalance there, it seemed like Joy consented to it. So if she lies and said that he awed her just to keep her position, that would actually be very messed up. And honestly, I think Charlie deserves to be ousted. He deserves to be investigated and fired. But if that's going to happen, it shouldn't be over a lie. In the lawsuit, Ms. Naraji went on to say that she was bullied by the supervisor, Gina Peretti, and also she went to HR several times reporting about her schedule being unfairly cut, and also reporting about insensitive comments about her race and ethnicity and her disability. Anytime she complained to HR about the hostile work environment, her complaints would just be brushed under the rug. In 2023, Ms. Naraji learned that Charlie Dixon was plotting to fire her from the network. And the reason why he wanted to fire her is because she was talking too much and she was going to the HR too much. And she revealed to the employee relations VP that Joy was sleeping with Emmanuel Acho. After she revealed that, Ms. Naraji was investigated and she was accused of sleeping with Skip Bayless. Now, Skip defended Naraji and denied having relations with her, but Charlie Dixon was pressuring him to lie about it so he could find a reason to fire Ms. Naraji and replace her with another pretty girl. But Skip wouldn't do it, so Charlie threatened to fire Skip. And Skip told Ms. Naraji about what was going on. He said that Charlie was the one who told him that she was messing around with Shannon, and he apologized to her about everything he said and did, but he was still trying to take her out and make sexual advances because he was in love with her. But Miss Naraji refused. And in 2024, Skip Bayless lost his show. Miss Naraji was also fired from Undisputed, The Herd, and Speak, which were 3 shows she was working on. And there wasn't a reason why she was fired, but she knew she was cut because she was talking too much, and Charlie Dixon wanted her gone. So now she's suing. She's suing for everything she endured, and she's also suing on behalf of other employees who were victimized by the network. To me, it sounds like Fox Sports allowed a lot of BS to run rampant for years, and they're now going to face their reckoning. But I'll see how this whole case unfolds. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.